player's legacy in an organization in terms of continuing to grow? You just told us a great story, but that speaks to you. But how important for this organization?
Well, I think it's important to understand that I believe, personally, the history of this club makes it, I don't know, easier to be successful, but it's certainly, we have a very good base to which we start to build from, and it's not to say that, look, Atlanta or LAFC or anybody else that's not an NASL version. You saw the All-Star game in Minnesota and they flashed Alan Gordon and some of the old guys there. I mean, look, there's a lot of cities that are older in their soccer history, newer. I just believe that some of these touch points between players, fans, ex-players, fans, ex-players, players, it makes our job, makes my job anyway, easier to keep promoting what a great place Seattle is and what a good team we have.
Pivoting a little bit to this weekend and definitely as far as you guys go, what's going to be key against RSL this weekend?
I think, Jada, our consistency over the last course of games hasn't been great. I mean, we've had some good games. We've had some good moments in some of the games and some bad moments in some of the games. I want us to be a little bit more consistent in how we play. I'd like to get a full 90 minutes of a concentrated, performance where we play up to the potential of this group. That would be my goal. If we can do that, then results, I believe, will follow.
Do you believe that there's wear and tear right now? I mean, that you're noticing that is keeping you from that?
I think we're coming out of that a little bit. I do believe the program that we're on, less volume, higher intensity, is starting to take effect. I thought today was a very good training session. I think the guys looked very sharp. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But it seems like, because I thought we had good energy in Atlanta. We had to travel across the country, but I couldn't fault the guys really on the effort.
You talked about Atlanta right there. Throughout this week of training, have you felt a certain emotion or a certain determination coming after how you guys lost at Atlanta?
Well, I think that happens after most losses. I think that group, the groups we've had in the past, I mean, it's a proud locker room. It starts again with your captains, Steph and Nico. They're such good pros. They drive a lot of it. But we've got young players that buy into it. All the young guys are working hard. Dylan Tevez is a great, he just wants to come and work hard and play. I mean, what coach doesn't want to hear that? So, consistency, yes, we're working on it. I think the desire is always there.
Just 10 games left. Obviously, the game in front of you, you've talked about that, and all sporting analogy says that. Just how important, the importance of the game that's in front right now. Not behind, not 9 games, but just taking care of business.
I'd like to focus on maybe the first 15 minutes and just come out on the front foot and maybe score an early goal and get back to some of the things we did really well early on in the year, dictating tempo when you go up a goal. I mean, it seems like we've been playing from behind in a lot of these games, and it's hard. It's hard to come back in MLS. So, can we get an early goal? Does that spark us? Does that get us through? Let's see.
Real has given up more goals in the first 15 minutes. The only other team, they're the second most.
Who?
Real has given up, the most goals, second most goals in the first 15
Fortuitous
minutes.
question then.
Yeah,
Thanks
I didn't know which way to go.
Thanks for that, Maz.
Pablo did an interview on the radio where he was saying how his goal was to get it to 0-0 after 45 minutes. What does that tell you about kind of that strategy and how you guys can attack that?
Well, I mean, they did a pretty good job of that in the playoff game last year. So, Pablo plays how he wants to play, and, he gets it through to halftime. I would agree that most coaches, when you're away from home, you want to see how the game unfolds, how you want to get it to halftime to make adjustments. So I would agree with that. Now, the question is he going to bunker all 10 guys, or is he going to press higher up the field? He's obviously going to try and, devise a game plan against what he sees our deficiencies are. So let's see how it plays out.
Danny and Josh started off with injuries this season. Is that still slowing them to being the players that they were in the midfield for you the last couple of seasons? It seems like they should be taking that spot.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that they've both been slowed by their injuries. I don't think there's been a real consistent stretch of time other than Danny's been pretty healthy. I'd have to check with the medical guys for the exact, last time he was really out because of injury. So, yeah, it especially when you're a young kid, you want to try and stay in the group, get some minutes here and there, play with defiance, build your confidence, build your fitness, build your stamina, and injuries derail all that.
Is it concerning for you that they're not able to take over that middle spot?
Well, I think you almost said it. Frustrated. They're frustrated because they sense there's an opportunity with JP and Obed out, so they're a little frustrated.
But yourself?
No. I mean, I want them to do well. I want all my players to do well. So I would be happy if one of them stepped forward and took over and had some good performances. That would be great.
Does the fast start mean you're going to high press, or does the fast start just mean you're going to play with intentionality?
Well, we always try and press a little higher up the field at home. It's called effective defending. We want to goal kicks, immediate chase, counter pressure, whatever you want to call it. We always try and do that, but I just want a good start to the game in all facets of the game. Defending, attacking, transition, possession, set pieces. Let's just have a good, complete performance. I know the team's capable of it.
How's Raul doing? On the leaders to the captains and whatnot? You're going to convey your message. That's something you lean on the captains and the leaders, or just a veteran team that's just going to?
It's a veteran team. I've talked to most of I've spoken to most of the players, individually, collectively, as a group. The coaches are watching extra film with them. We're trying to dot the I's and cross the T's.
How's Raul doing after a couple times
Right.
off the bench?
He's in a good mood because he scored that goal. I asked him, was anyone going to take the ball from you, or were you going to take the penalty? He goes, no, Coach, I'd take the penalty. He was not letting anybody touch that ball.
Yeah, I was going to ask. He ran off a little bit too quick, so he did say that it wasn't a debate or
No, there was no debate, Jada. He was taking the penalty.
You can, as far as him, his minutes go, is he up to a fitness that he could possibly go a whole game?
He's not quite all the way fit for a complete 90-minute game, but we're working on it.
Does that bring a little
Couple guys.
Yeah, adding on, does that bring a little twinkle in your eye as a coach when your striker is like, yeah, I want to take this penalty? And,
Well, Raul would take all the penalties if Nico didn't. Or Montero. I mean, we got a bunch of good penalty kick takers. There'd be a lot of guys lining up for that duty.
And he's not up for full 90, but is everybody else okay that you outside?
Yeah, the injury list is good. I mean, it's just JP and Obed. Everybody else is available.
Oh, Garth had mentioned that Obed, he's not even ready to run. Where is he at as far as his recovery?
Well, his recovery is based on the x-rays that they take at the certain intervals. So last one that he took didn't allow him to progress. We'll do another one. I don't know when that's scheduled, but he has to, they keep taking the photo, and then there has to be improvement before he can step back out on the field. That's a really layman's way of explaining that.